These disturbing little creatures replace the tongue in fish mouths and live there. This dreadful isopod parasite inhabits the mouths of fish, taking the place of their tongues and feeding on their blood. The Cymothoa exigua, often known as the tongue-eating louse, is an isopod, a class of creatures that also includes crabs and shrimp, that spends the most of its time living within various fishes' mouths. They are known to replace the tongue with themselves after removing it. In actuality, the only parasitic critter that is currently known to effectively replace a whole organ of its host species is the tongue-eating louse. Female lice can grow to about an inch, 5 centimeters, in length, and males usually only reach half that size. However, there's a twist. Every single Cymothoa exigua starts off as a male, but once they set themselves in place inside a fish and complete their maturation process, they switch sexes, and transition into a female. This only happens, though, if the spot isn't already taken by a female. The tongue-eating louse enters the fish through its gills to begin this parasitic voyage. This is actually how most fish parasites get into their hosts. After successfully entering the fish, the louse ascends to the base of the tongue and gets ready for a protracted stay there. With the help of its powerful legs, it first secures itself in the fish's mouth by clamping onto the tongue. The parasite pierces the tongue, cutting off the tongue's blood supply, and this is when things get really bad. As a result, the fish's tongue begins to atrophy and eventually falls off, leaving the fish with nothing but a stump. The louse then attaches itself in lieu of the organ that was damaged, feeding on blood and mucus and serving as the fish's prosthetic tongue. Interestingly, the fish survives this without dying because the parasite wants the fish to live as long as possible. In reality, although looking somewhat scary, the fish may use the louse as a kind of organic tongue prosthesis that can carry out all the tasks and functions that a true tongue can. Therefore, despite the presence of a sizable isopod in its mouth, the fish can still have a rather normal existence. It gets much weirder, as if this wasn't already unsettling enough. Keep in mind that when juvenile Cymothoas move in, they change into females. Well, if a fish has already been claimed, they remain within and mature into male fish. The male enters the female's mouth and mates with her once the female and male have matured into fully adult louse. Yikes. The female gives birth to a brand new generation of lice after a brief gestation time, continuing this terrifying cycle. The louse's activities after its host has passed away are not well understood. It might decide to abandon its existence with the fish, but it could also grow apart from it and begin its search for a new home. Although other fish species have also been found to be infected by the tongue-eating louse, snappers are its main prey. We have good news if you're concerned about the risk these parasites pose to humans. With the exception of biting your finger if you try to touch it, the Cymothoa exigua does not pose a significant threat to humans.